process began for us after some evaluation of the amount of time we spent trying to manage material at the machines. And we know that we need to improve all aspects of our business on a daily basis. That's the only way we're going to compete as we go into the future. And this was a really good place to look, was to automate the material handling. Press-side drawing really requires a lot of human capital. Someone has to constantly check the Gaylord level of the material in the Gaylord. They have to make sure the dryer's on and working. They have to make sure it's loading. And there's a lot of conditions that can interrupt any one of those cycles that we find. Someone trips over a cord and disconnects a dryer. There's a lot more dryers to maintain. So it just becomes very cumbersome. Once you get to a certain size, there's a tremendous amount of labor that you're essentially redoing every time you get to another press. And we realized there had to be a better way. What I was hoping to gain by putting in a central material handling system was the ability to free up personnel, human capital, to actually do the things that are really important that only they can do, which is to get good parts off of machines, get them in the box, and move on to the next project. And when I had them managing material at the machines, they just didn't have as much time for the actual job that pays the money. And so we needed to stop that. So what we were hoping to gain was a lot more productivity with the same number of people. The Novatec sales engineer was very helpful in helping me to ask the right questions and helped me to make sure that I had the information that I needed to ask the questions that needed to be asked, which was very helpful. So the way Novatec really helped me out was they have a very, what I consider to be a small business atmosphere. So they're much more responsive. They got back to me quickly. They answered my questions when I had them. They did the research for me when they didn't have the answer. And they responded all the time. I was in constant contact with the sales engineer. Whenever I had a question, I was texting at night, I was calling in the morning, and they were always very responsive. And that made me realize their ethos as a company is to be very focused on customer satisfaction. My experience with Novatec overall was very enjoyable. There was a lot of lighthearted banter between the groups, which made the effort of spending what can be a considerable amount of money of a company this size, it made it very comfortable for me to do that. They were, as I said before, very responsive and working with everybody, putting together all the equipment package and discussing all aspects of the package. And then, of course, the guys they brought out for install were the best. So it has been a real pleasure, and we have since seen our returns on this package that we put in 8 months ago. We're seeing the returns already, so it's been fantastic.